That's one great thing about oversized sweaters, is that you can flap your hands.
All my dreams are coming, all my dreams are humming, all my dreams are coming true.
Hello lovely humans, my name is Sarah and welcome back to the channel Taking Whisks. On this channel I make new recipes that I've never tried before to share those recipes with you all. I try out fun new food challenges, and like today I like to talk about sustainable topics. I keep hearing things outside my window. It sounds like monkey noises. I don't know what's going on. What we're going to be discussing today is just 10 easy, sustainable changes that you can make to your life to help decrease your carbon footprint. The reason I wanted to talk a little bit about this is I have been interested in learning more about the zero waste community for quite a bit of time. I've been interested in sustainability for a lot of my life, and the zero waste community, at least in my experience, there is a lot of privilege behind the practices that allow certain groups of people to easily access it more. And so today I wanted to kind of challenge that prejudice towards certain groups of people with the zero waste lifestyle. I, of course, am coming from a very, very strong place of privilege as a white person and as a non-plus sized person, especially when it comes to thrifting. And so there is a lot of privilege there, and I just want to recognize that while I am attempting to find 10 things that anyone of any privilege is able to do, I recognize that because in my position of privilege, I may not be able to know which things will actually work or not. So I just want to say that and just recognize that and just let you all know kind of where my head is at when it comes to those kind of things. If you do like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up and crush that subscribe button. Comment down below letting me know what other sustainable topics you also want me to cover. It really helps me out on this channel and helps support me, and it helps me know that I'm doing a good job. So we're just going to jump right into it. So like I said, today we're going to be talking about 10 easy sustainable changes that relatively anyone can make to help lower their carbon footprint. This is part of our Sustainable Swap Saturday video series. These are, okay, to preface this, they're not in any particular order, so that is just something to keep in mind. So we'll just start off with number one that I have, and that is to shop bulk and to purchase food with less packaging. This mostly has to do with a lot of the plastic waste and just energy that goes into packaging food items. If you can reduce the energies for that packaging when you buy things in bulk, then why not, right? Now, I'm really, really lucky and I have quite a few bulk options here where I live, but I understand that not everyone is necessarily that lucky. Even if you don't have a store that you can buy groceries in bulk at, there are still ways that you can reduce your packaging waste. Anything from produce. I know there's this really cool program here. We have this cool thing locally, and I'm sure it's at many other food co-ops, where they have this bottle deposit. So if you wanted to get milk or eggnog, you know, you can buy the bottle at the checkout line and pay like an extra $2, and then when you bring the bottle back, it's all rinsed and cleaned and stuff, then you can get your $2 back. So there are a ton of different ways that you can still reduce your packaging waste, even if you don't have a bulk grocery store. Number two, use recycled, recyclable, biodegradable / compostable, or reusable whenever possible. This kind of has to go along the lines of with my previous video talking about disposable versus reusable grocery bags. If you watch that video, you'll see that I talk a little bit about the difference between disposable plastic / paper bags and their carbon footprint versus reusable bags, and I'm not going to go too into it because I already explained all of it in that video. If you're really interested in that sort of topic, go ahead and check out that video next. Number three is to buy used and buy less. I am personally very privileged in the fact that I am a relatively smaller sized human, and so that means that I can go to the thrift store and find sizes that are relatively more adept for my body type. I know a lot of other people who have plus sizing have a really difficult time finding clothing that'll fit them, or even flattering clothing that will fit them. Even if your nearby thrift store doesn't have the right sizing for you, there are plenty of online thrift stores that you can go at and check out, which have tons of different options. So you can still shop sustainably and find things that'll fit you and flatter you. I have really big feet. I wear size 9, which doesn't sound very big. When you go to a thrift store, I can't find size 9, like, at all. It's very hard. So a lot of times when it comes to shoes, I'll have to buy them new, or I'll have to get them online. And in that case, I just try to find shoes that are more sustainably made. There are still ways that you can shop sustainably while getting the size that you need. When I say buy less, what I mean is basically making sure that what you buy is what you actually need/want. I've watched quite a bit of unboxing videos, and sometimes people will be like looking at these items and they'll be like, I don't even know if I'm gonna wear this. And it kind of hurts me a little bit because that item was just bought for the sake of showing it off and not even using it. So if you're going to go on and buy something, make sure that it is something that you are going to wear and love in your wardrobe. Try to find fabrics that won't emit tiny little plastic pellets. I know it can be really hard sometimes, but trying to find materials that are mostly natural materials is a really good way of shopping sustainably. Number 4 is educating yourself on the brands that you do buy. Because consumers are becoming more aware of the eco footprint of their products and what they're buying and how what they buy affects the earth, a lot of companies are using this thing called greenwashing, where they will basically make it so their product looks more environmentally friendly than it actually is. So just keep an eye out. Number 5, ooh, not 10, wow, I can count. Number 5 in the 10 sustainable changes that you can make to decrease your carbon footprint is to eat less meat. Now, I know you've probably heard this almost everywhere, and I will say that I have tried to go vegan and vegetarian many different times with a lot of fails. But let's just start out with the general statistic that meat is responsible for 14.5% of total carbon emissions, according to the UN. This is a quote. Shifting to a vegetarian meal 1 whole day per week saves the equivalent of driving 1,160 miles. But even if you do have to eat meat, there are ways to decrease your carbon footprint even in that. While vegetarian is great, even switching to less carbon dense animals can make a great impact too. So let's just look at the impact that beef has. Beef has 6.61 pounds of CO2 per serving. Pork has 1.72 pounds of CO2 per serving. Poultry has 1.26 pounds of CO2 per serving. And eggs have 0.86 pounds of CO2 per serving. These are just different forms of protein. Eggs being the least amount of CO2, which is really interesting. Number 6 is to use what you have. If you use what you have, then you are less likely to go out and buy something that you don't need. And it's a great way to reuse the things that you already have. There are tons of different DIY things. Oh my goodness, I don't think you understand how obsessed I am with the Pinterest spiraling of all the different ways that you can reuse a plastic bottle. There's so many. So if you're interested in that, there are tons of different videos out there. I'll go ahead and link some down below in the description box. If you use what you have, then you're going to be not creating more waste. Seems kind of self-explanatory. Number 7 in the 10 sustainable changes that you can make is to take 5-minute showers versus an entire bath. I know you've probably heard this before, but I just want to emphasize how much water baths take. Baths take 70 gallons of water, while a 5-minute shower takes 10 to 25 gallons of water. So there's a significant difference between the two. Just keep that in mind when you are taking your next bath, is that it's gonna take a lot of water. Number 8 is to use eco-friendly cleaners and refillable bottles with those cleaners. This can go with anything from laundry detergent to dishwasher detergent to hand washing detergent, hand soap. Everything is a detergent now. So there is this really cool company, this is not sponsored by the way, I just really love this company. They're called Blueland, and they make things from dishwashing powders to soaps. You get this little tablet, actually I can go grab them. You don't have to buy the actual bottle, but I ended up buying it because it was a better deal for what I was doing. And you get this multi-surface cleaner tabs. These tabs are put in the bottle and you fill it up with hot water to the line, and then you put the tablet in the hot water and then it just dissolves and then you have cleaner. And the really cool thing about these little packages is the actual product itself is really good for the environment. It's not gonna put any bad chemicals into the waterways. And the actual package itself is compostable and recyclable. I really love this company, so go ahead and give them a check out. Again, not sponsored, I don't even have an affiliate link with them. I just really love this company and I really love what they're doing. And if you don't want to splurge for that sort of thing, you can even get something like vinegar and water or baking soda, which does wonders when it comes to cleaning things. There's some really cool DIY cleaning products that I found on Pinterest that I kind of want to try out. So let me know down below if you want me to try out a video like that, because I would love to try some of those out. Number 9 in the 10 sustainable changes that you can make is to unplug. For every kilowatt hour generated from coal is 2.2 pounds of CO2. For petroleum, it's 1.9 pounds of CO2. For natural gas, it's 0.9 pounds of CO2. And for renewable energy like wind power, solar power, that sort of thing, doesn't necessarily have an emissions, but you do have to take into consideration the materials and the productions that went into creating that product that then creates the zero emissions. Here's another quote. Energy consumed by devices in standby mode accounts for 5 to 10% of residential energy use, adding up to $100 per year of the average American household. Unplug electronic devices when not in use, or plug them into a power strip and turn the power strip off when done. I actually do this. We have a lot of our devices on power strips, and then at night, I'll just go and shut all of them off so that I'm saving energy. Try to think about investing in power strips if you haven't already, and then just turning them off when you're done. Number 10 of the 10 sustainable changes that you can make is to waste less food. This is something that I'm still working on because I used to hate leftovers. Let me tell you, growing up, I would not have leftovers. They were grimy and I was just like, it's not the same and I don't want to have the same food over and over and over. Boy, am I telling you how much food I wasted. So it's something I'm working on. I'm not perfect. I'm still working on these things. If you waste less food, then that's less energy that you have consumed, because food takes a lot of energy to make. A lot of that is in the agricultural side of it, but still. I want to try to implement meal planning a little bit, but I get a little tired if my meals are the same every single day, so I'm trying to figure out a way that I can implement meal planning without necessarily having the same thing every single day. And I know I'm not alone in that. So I'm trying to figure it out, and I'm hoping once I do figure out a way to meal plan without necessarily making the same thing every day, that I can share it with you all and share my process with you all. If that's something you're interested in, go ahead and let me know in the comments below. It's very hard because I like food, but I also like a lot of different foods. Here's a fun fact. Food accounts for 10 to 30% of household carbon footprint. For food emissions, 68% of the food emissions comes from the production, while 5% comes from the transportation. Eliminating the transport of food for 1 year could save the equivalent of driving 1,000 miles. With that statistic in mind, try to buy more locally. And that concludes the 10 ways that you can make sustainable changes in your life. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to crunch that subscribe button and ring that dinner bell to get notifications on new videos that I put out every Wednesday and Saturday. If you comment down below answering today's question, you might be featured in my next video. Thank you all so much for supporting me in my endeavors. I love this sport so much, and I cannot tell you how much it means to me. Every time I get a comment, every time I get a little like, every time I get a new subscriber, it makes my day. So I'm really glad that you all are liking the content that I'm putting out, and please let me know if there are any topics you want me to cover, because I want to cover all of the topics that regard, you know, sustainability and that sort of thing. So let me know if that is something you're interested in. Let me know what you want to see. Let me know what you want me to try. I am so excited to just continue this endeavoring journey with you all, and it's been fun. And I can't wait to do more. Thank you all so much, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye!
Just like a prisoner when his sentence ends, all my dreams are coming true.
Number 6 in the 10 sustainable changes that you can make to not milk, wow, apple juice.